basically everyone who's verified on Twitter no longer has the check mark. They still hypothetically are who they are, say they were, but you won't know. That said, some do still have it despite having no interest whatsoever in signing up for Twitter Blue. Stephen King tweeted, "My Twitter account says I've subscribed to Twitter Blue. I haven't. My Twitter account says I've given a phone number. I haven't." Both of those statements appear to be 100% true, but it's not just him. LeBron James and William Shatner as well are three celebrities who each tangled directly with Musk on Twitter in recent months after saying they had no plans to subscribe to Twitter Blue. They still have the paid check mark. It says, it's not just that they have the old one still, that they're a legacy check mark. It says they have verified their phone number and paid for Twitter Blue. These are not true statements. After Popbase tweeted that Musk said he was personally paying for them, the billionaire replied, "Just Shatner, LeBron, and King." So he is paying for it or whatever. As of right now, of the 50 most followed accounts on Twitter, only 7 users, apart from Musk himself and Barack Obama, who have affiliate blue checks linked to official organizations, they're not through Twitter Blue, are currently verified. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Ellen DeGeneres, Britney Spears, LeBron James, Jimmy Fallon, and Miley Cyrus. Obviously, LeBron James is non-consensual or whatever. Some of the others, I would give them plausible deniability that maybe they're just worried about their fans being scammed. That is a serious concern. Taylor Swift does not want the Swifties to be conned by someone, so maybe she's gonna do the Twitter Blue thing or whatever. But right now, he is actively lying about incredibly famous people paying for a service that they have already stated they have no interest in paying for. I don't know a lot about the law. I feel like that's highly fraudulent. If I were to just say that LeBron James is a paying subscriber to the Damage Report on YouTube, I feel like that's not something that you can just claim as a fact, but that is what they're doing right now. And think about what it means that some of the most famous people on the platform, people like LeBron James, huge, they've said concerns about the switch to the blue check mark. They're not gonna do it, so you didn't win them over. And so what you decide to do is, rather than trying to court them, you troll them by pretending they're one of the cultists giving him $8, seeming to want to drive them off the platform entirely. All of this has nothing to do with good business or the health of the platform. As always, this is entirely based on how teeny tiny baby-like of a person Elon Musk is.
I disagree with that partially. I don't think it really it all has to do with how teeny tiny of a baby person he is, though he is acting like a teeny tiny baby person. But I get it. I get him being like, I bought this company for way more than it's worth. The problem with the company traditionally is it didn't monetize in a lot of ways that other platforms did. Now, rather than solving issues like video advertisements, which a lot of the other platforms have turned to, proprietary like information gathering and targeted ad software and that kind of stuff, they didn't do any of that. So what he's trying to do is the one thing that was working about Twitter, which was at least that, and it spread to other platforms. There's a blue check, so you know you can trust that person. In a world of fake news, at least you know that the avatar matches to the real human. But he's selling that off for parts. He's mortgaging what little integrity Twitter had in any way to that. Now, there's a lot of things that were impugned about Twitter's integrity that he tried to spoon feed to Matt Taibbi to get out about how these websites, these social media websites, are kind of censoring people or elevating certain voices and putting others down in ways that weren't based on best idea wins. But that's exactly what he's doing. He is choosing to elevate Stephen King. Maybe some people will look at it and be like, Stephen King's paying, all right, he was a big critic. So maybe he's trying to quote troll, but in the classic Griff Nation guy, sleazeball way, he's just keeping it ambiguous. Whatever you know, as much as you know, it still serves him. And then he's just trying to turn this into a money-making scheme. And right now he's in the process of, he's like, all right, I've got my fingers crossed, hoping people will buy this. But what he's done is tainted the believability of this entire thing and just and gate kept free speech based on money.
And we're gonna get to even worse gatekeeping of some forms of, I guess, at least speech elevation. But yeah, he doesn't seem to understand that like actively antagonizing people to hate your product, maybe not the best thing. Like I feel like that's the most foundational business thing you need to understand, and he doesn't get it. And as I said, all of this could have been so easy. All you needed to do, if this was really about equality or whatever, is open up actual verification to anyone that wants it. Hire 1,000 more engineers to manage an influx of verification requests. Or even if all you truly care about is money, then you could do paid actual verification. It would be crazy, I think offensive to ask people to pay for a service that benefits the service as much as the user, if not more. He shouldn't ask for money, certainly not a monthly fee. Either of those things could have allowed him to accomplish his fake goals or his real goals and not actively ruin the platform. He chose the absolute worst form of this.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.